What if I told you that almost an entire country is unlivable? A place you've seen in textbooks, in movies, in history. A land of pyramids, ancient kings, and timeless mystery. But behind that image lies a shocking reality. Because in Egypt, over 97% of the land is empty. Not just empty, uninhabitable. A country that looks massive on the map, but in reality, people are living in a space smaller than you think. So the question is, why? Why does almost no one live in most of Egypt? And what makes this land so impossible to survive in? To understand this, we have to go back to the beginning, long before cities, before roads, before modern civilization. There was only desert. Endless, brutal, unforgiving desert. Egypt sits inside one of the largest deserts on Earth, the Sahara, a place so extreme that it pushes human survival to its limits. During the day, temperatures can climb above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun doesn't just shine here, it dominates. It burns the ground, dries the air, and drains every drop of moisture. And at night, the temperature drops suddenly, turning the same land into a cold, empty silence. This is not a place built for life. It's a place that challenges it. Rain is almost non-existent. In some parts of Egypt, years pass without a single drop. No rain means no crops. No crops mean no food. And without food, civilization simply cannot grow. There are no natural lakes, no forests, no shelter, just sand, rock, and heat stretching beyond the horizon. And yet, millions of people live in Egypt. So where are they? The answer lies in something ancient, something powerful, a river, the Nile. Cutting through the heart of the desert like a lifeline, the Nile is the only reason Egypt exists as we know it. For thousands of years, it has carried water, nutrients, and life itself. Every year, the river would flood, spreading fertile soil across the land, turning dry ground into rich farmland. This narrow strip of green became everything: food, water, transportation, survival. And so, people stayed very close to it. Very close. Today, over 95% of Egypt's population lives along the Nile River and its delta. Imagine that for a second. A country of more than 100 million people compressed into a thin ribbon of land. From above, it looks like a bright green line surrounded by endless brown emptiness. Step just a few miles away from the river and life disappears. It's like crossing an invisible boundary. One side full of cities, farms, and movement. The other silent, lifeless, untouched. So why not expand? Why not build new cities deeper into the desert? At first, it sounds simple, but reality is very different. The biggest problem is water. Every city, every home, every human life depends on it. And in the desert, water doesn't exist naturally. To bring water there, you need massive infrastructure, pipelines stretching for miles, pumping stations, energy, maintenance, constant supply. And all of this costs billions. Even if you solve the water problem, there's another challenge: the environment itself. The desert is not stable. The ground shifts, sand moves with the wind, slowly covering roads, buildings, entire areas. Sandstorms can rise without warning, turning the sky orange, reducing visibility to zero, and making daily life almost impossible. Breathing becomes difficult, movement stops, everything shuts down. And then there's isolation. Living in the desert means being far away from everything. No nearby hospitals, no schools, no markets, no community. Just distance in every direction. For most people, that's not a life they want. That's a life they avoid. Still, Egypt has tried to fight back. Over the years, the government launched massive projects trying to push civilization into the desert. New cities have been built, highways cutting across empty land, modern buildings rising where nothing existed before. One of the biggest projects is the creation of a new administrative capital, a city designed to reduce pressure from Cairo and create space for millions more people. It's modern, planned, and ambitious, but even now, it faces the same problem. People hesitate to move, because no matter how advanced a city looks, if it's surrounded by desert, life becomes harder, more expensive, more isolated. Nature still controls the rules, and in Egypt, nature has drawn a very clear line. On one side, the Nile, a source of life, connection, history. On the other, the desert, a vast, silent force that refuses to be conquered. This is what makes Egypt so unique. It's not just a country, it's a survival zone where almost the entire population depends on a single river. If the Nile didn't exist, Egypt as we know it wouldn't exist either. No cities, no farms, no civilization, just sand, endless sand. And this raises a deeper question. What happens in the future? As population grows, as water demand increases, as climate conditions become more extreme, can the Nile continue to support everything? Or will Egypt be forced to find new ways to survive? Because right now, 97% of the land remains empty, not because people don't want to live there, but because the land itself does not allow it. It's a reminder that no matter how advanced we become, there are still places on Earth where nature makes the final decision. And in Egypt, that decision is clear. Life belongs to the river. Everything else belongs to the desert.